I've said it once and I'll say it again. This year has been such an amazing year for movies. And this movie I'm talking about today is no different. Man, I'm really glad I went to go see this because I almost didn't. It's one of those Shudder releases, but it got a theatrical release, obviously. It just got out of the theater after seeing it. But, there was a part of me that's like, it'll probably be on Shudder in a month. I'll wait and see it. But, I don't know. Just something about it made me compelled to go see it. I don't know. And I'm really glad I did. And the movie that I'm talking about is This Is Not a Test with Olivia Holt from Heart Eyes. That's the only thing I know her from. But let me tell you, there's not an ounce of her character from Heart Eyes in this movie. Man, she's going to be somebody to look out for. Like, I didn't even physically recognize her. A lot of that could be the different hair color. I think she has a different hair color. I don't know. I'm not that observant. Pretty sure she has a different hair color, though. But yeah, she is just such a good actor. We've got some other people who, I don't know, the other girl looked familiar, but I'm not sure what I've seen her in. Then we've got Boy Meets World center part dude, who I know I've seen him in something before. Either that or I'm getting him literally confused with Corey's best friend from Boy Meets World because he looks just like him. But this movie is a zombie movie that does not pull punches, and not necessarily with the zombie stuff. I mean, the zombie stuff's great. They're fast zombies, by the way, like fast moving, running zombies that you really got to be careful because these zombies will get you, But what I mean by it doesn't pull punches is this is a very depressing movie. Like, there are a bunch of themes literally about depression, suicide, abuse, that it does such a great job of not shoving it all down your throat like some movies will do. Because the main focus of the movie is the zombie shit, right? And they don't forget that. But the other stuff is weaved in there so brilliantly and so realistically. Like, there was this one moment, I'm not going to spoil anything, but in one of the classrooms after, I'm trying to think of how to say this without spoiling anything, but let's just say there's a moment where a certain character kind of loses everything, and the direction that they seem to be heading has a certain result that I wasn't sure if the movie would be ballsy enough to actually commit to, but they do. And I'm glad they did, because I was like, this could be make or break it right here. Like, if this thing that they're alluding to that's going to happen, if they don't make it happen, then I would lose respect for this movie as a whole. But they do it. They go there. And, I'm glad they did. And there are a few other moments kind of like that. Man, yeah, they did a good job throughout the first half of also having these perfectly timed and placed flashbacks. We also learn a little bit about the type of people these characters are through the actions that they make and how they treat other characters. It's like one guy just goes absolutely apeshit on a zombie, so we're like, okay, this guy's got a little bit of rage, a little bit of some, built up aggression that he needs to exercise. And, that kind of comes into play within the friend group dynamic as well. Just little things like that. I thought it did so much better than your average movie would. There's even a scene at the end, like very end, where, you know, if this movie was made by anybody else, they probably wouldn't go dark with it, but they do. And that was great, you know? Like, not every movie has to be dark as fuck and realistic as fuck, you know what I mean? But there are times where the pessimistic but more realistic negative outcome makes more sense for the script and for the movie and for the characters. And this is a movie where they really embrace that, and it was great. I definitely want to watch this again. I definitely want to own it. This is a movie I might even pay full price for. Yeah, hopefully it will be on Shudder, because I would like to watch this again. The way it's shot as well, you know, everything is so dark and gloomy, which really does match the tone of what's going on. But it also, like, has a very, I don't know if I would say, well, no, yeah, it does have a very stylistic look, but not like an over stylized, if that makes sense. When I say stylistic, I mean it has a very unique look that matches the tone of everything else going on perfectly. Yeah, I'm very happy with this year full of movies. I feel like every week there's something new coming out that I'm excited for or that I'm curious about, and most of them have paid off so far. You know, we're only like at the end of February, but this has been the most amazing January and February ever. We get Scream 7 next week, or less than a week away. That's going to be interesting. I'm curious to see how that's going to play out. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you've seen this movie and what you thought about it. And if you haven't seen it, definitely be like aware of it and check it out when you can, because I thought it was great. I don't know what anyone else thinks, as usual, but I'm looking forward to watching people's reviews to see what the reception of this movie is, because this doesn't seem to have gotten a wide release at the theater. I had to go to like the one theater that was playing it. They only had one time since, I think they've only had one time since the release, which was, I think this is the first week it's been released though. Yeah. So watch it at the theater if you can. If not, check it out on Shudder, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.